Hello, it's been a while since I've done an intro, or maybe never. This video is about the best games I just want to talk about. This Steam Next Fest has had a ton of demos, and I don't even know if I looked through every single one, because there's just been way too much. And also explains why there's so much games in my best of list. But anyways, here's the first list, which is horror games, since of course it's Halloween, or Halloween soon at least. Cryptid Farm. If you look at it, it doesn't look that good. It just looks so like plain and stuff, but I'm kind of surprised when I played it because it actually is a pretty stressful game where you both manage a farm and run away from monsters. If the game would release though, for what I played, it's definitely not worth buying, but if they start adding a lot more stuff to the game, a lot more elements, it's definitely worth its money. I swear, it was fun when I played it.
Who are you?
KLETKA. I have played before Steam Next Fest of this game, and it's definitely a lot of fun. I would not recommend playing by yourself at all. Not because it's scary, but because it's just a lot more fun with friends to play something like this. I would say it has the same genre as Lethal Company, where you're extracting to get stuff, or you get stuff, then extract to make whoever happy. This time it's an elevator that you have to feed. But I felt some uniqueness in this game compared to Lethal Company, I guess. MiSide, you get force transferred into this anime girl's land. And I guess it's like a multiple choice game where you choose your ending. For it being story rich, I like this type of story rich style where it's still fast paced but still has story. I don't know, I'm just that type of person that wants the game to continue onwards. But yeah, the puzzles in the horror game were not hard. They're not really puzzles, it's more like scavenging. But yeah, it's pretty alright. Not much of an anime fan, so it was a little cringy for me. OYASUMII is it's kind of a jump scare horror game, I guess. But I don't know, this type of horror game is like the only type of horror game I get scared of, where you kind of just travel and then scary sounds and visuals are spooky. Very basic horror, I'd say, but it's like the only type of horror that gets me. And I find it fun. The type of walking around though reminds me of LSD Simulator, the type of game where you just touch walls and then teleport, but in this game you have somewhere you actually have to go. And with the name OYASUMII, it immediately reminds me of a song called My Time by Bowen, and he says OYASUMII in the song, which means goodbye. I believe it was a trailer a very long time ago for Omori, if that's like anything. Dude, I'm like a nerd. Alright. Security, the Horrible Nights is a unique take on a horror, I guess. The developer's professional villains. I played one of their games a little bit ago, maybe like 1 or 2 years ago, called Anglerfish, and that game was fun. I played the demo. I should still buy that game, but whatever. It has like a similar aspect where every time you die, the game sort of changes. But in Security Horrible Nights, when you die, a whole completely different news story happens. And yeah, when I mean new story, it's a new story that's like sort of randomly generated for you, and I've noticed that there's a ton. I've only done like 4 stories and finished 3 of them. You can see like the 3 stars on that door. It just means I finished 3, and I guess if I finish all of them, that door opens. But one complaint I got is some of the stories, the elevator just is completely disabled, which makes traveling around super slow and pretty annoying. Yeah, that's that game. Subterranauts is another Lethal Company copy. I shouldn't say copy, I should say inspiration. And honestly, the more I played it, the more it felt more like Lethal Company, just like with either extra or different stuff to it. So with this game, the terminal felt more like a terminal compared to Lethal Company, because you actually use underscores, and the help, you have to like type help 1, help 2, whatever. Just like an actual command prompt. And something else is there's more storage, and the assignment you get, it depends on what material you have on if you can go through. I don't know, I haven't played too much though, because there's 2 game breaking bugs. One being infinite loading, so you just don't load into the game. and server disconnections. I'm not sure why there's disconnections when I'm pretty sure it's peer-to-peer. So I don't know the problem. So yeah, I'm not 100% certain on this game on if it's like good. But yeah, that's Subterranauts. Tenebris Somnia. It's your usual side-scroller puzzle solve stuff game, horror game. But there's some like live action parts of the game. I don't want to spoil it because the end of the demo is the only part where you see live action stuff. Well, also I already played the demo before Steam Next Fest, so I don't even have a recording of it. I'm too lazy to finish the demo again. Alright, here we go. 420 Blaze It 2, Game of the Year, Dank Dreams and Goated Memes, hashtag wow, 11 like and subscribe, Poggerz Edition, is a satire, I guess, game. And 420 Blaze It 2, by the way, means it's a sequel, which it is. It's a decade sequel, while it's also copyright free. Like, I think the name is Shirk instead of Shrek, or like Burritos. I forgot what it was for Doritos. But yeah, you know what I mean. Everything's copyright free, so it cannot be sued. And gameplay reminds me of Angerfoot. That was from Steam Next Fest before. And it is jank. I have to admit, it is jank, but I somehow had fun with the game. Future Breach 64. It's like SWAT 4 or Ready or Not. Games like that, where you breach a place, handcuff people and leave, I guess. It's like get evidence, stuff like that. But instead this game, you're breaching the other base. It's like base versus base. And there can be something like really, really good coming from this game, but I don't see it yet. If they just add new features that can really make this game unique, I would definitely love it. Popucom is I'd say it has a puzzle similar to Portal co-op. Match 3, yeah, it has Match 3. Most unique Match 3 game I've seen before, ever. But I'd say the Match 3 is similar to Zuma, where like you can get those like Zuma combos where, yeah, I don't know, if you know Zuma, you know what I mean. And then similar to Lego Star Wars as well with the health system. You have 3 health, you die. Also the art, very similar to Nintendo games. With Nintendo art, I would expect this game to be pretty expensive. I definitely wouldn't get it if it's like $60. Me, myself. I don't mean like you shouldn't get it. I just mean myself. Strinova. I don't have gameplay. I should have got gameplay, but I already uninstalled the game. I really disliked a certain map in this game. It copied the map design like piece by piece from Overwatch, Gibraltar. Yeah, there's your comparisons. The gameplay can be really fun. It has a unique like paper system where your character goes flat and it's hard to shoot him and stuff. But I had a hard time enjoying it just because of the map design being completely ripped off from Overwatch. SULFUR is a extraction game, I would say. It's like a single player extraction game where you shoot enemies and then loot things and then extract. Okay, I'm making it sound so dumb. It looks fun. Does it look fun? It looks fun. I won this game a few times. I could prove it. There's the me going through a door and winning and buy now whatever section. Anyways, also I'm not a fan of hip hop, but the music in the game was enjoyable to listen to. It has that hip hoppy type of sound. It doesn't have voice, but it has that hip hop. Wild Assault, I like to call it furry shooter, but Battlefield pretty much. It was surprisingly enjoyable. I wasn't expecting it to be as fun as it was, but that was before Steam Next Fest. When I played Wild Assault when Steam Next Fest was available, I realized there's a meta now, which that meta is you have to be a medic or a wolf that snipes. Well, one heals and instantly revives while the other one instantly kills you. Of course I play the healer, the bunny, just because I'm a support class in like any game. Don't feel bad for me because like I actually enjoy it. I don't know why that's a whole thing of feeling bad for the support. But yeah, that's one complaint. The other complaint is easy anti-cheat. I hate easy anti-cheat with like a passion. All the anti-cheats are super intrusive and it's just super annoying. Anyways. Ballionare is a pachinko game where you place different pegs and those pegs do something different, like duplicate your ball, add another ball. I like adding balls, it's fun. You can make the ball bounce. You can make the ball give you lots of money. You make the ball teleport. Just stuff like that. It's not for me though. It can be really fun to combine stuff for me, but it's just not for me. Bloodshed is a survivor-like, but as Doom. The first time I played it, I actually had an easy time. I used the initial, I think, double barrel shotgun. I think that's what the other character used. But when I recorded the game, I used the pistol, and the hitbox was pretty bad. Like, I could shoot them directly at the face. It was obvious I could shoot them, but sometimes it just went through their head and didn't register. But anyways, they can probably fix that though. And by default in settings, auto shooting happens in the game, which I find weird for an FPS game, but you're able to turn into like manual shooting, manual fire mode if you want it that way, which I turned out to do that. Not for me though. I'm not a fan of Vampire Survivor games. Keep Driving is a driving game, sort of, not really actually. It's a turn-based, I would call it a card game, I guess, where you kind of match icons together to make your character not suffer from like stress or fuel going down or their car getting destroyed or whatever. It was fun when I played it. It has an awesome atmosphere where you're just like blasting car music. And when you're out of your car, you can still hear your car music, just like what you would hear from like a very annoying person having their bass all the way up in a car. Yeah, that's a tangent. Anyways, it's not for me because it's a turn-based game, and it is very rare for me to like turn-based games. Unrailed 2 back on track. I don't really have to explain much if you know Unrailed 1. It's a, I'd say, chaotic game similar to Overcooked or anything like that. Where you do stuff like you chop trees and rocks and then craft rails and then place the rails so that the train can keep moving, and the train does not have a brake, so you just have to keep going. I think Unrailed 1 was level based, and then Unrailed 2 is like a procedurally generated roguelite game. So yeah, there's that. Vividerie is like the most amazing sound I've ever heard in a game. I'm probably like over exaggerating, but the sound's just awesome. I love it. But the music's alright. I like the music. It's pretty good. It's a bullet hell. Just go through the level, similar to Enter the Gungeon, where each room has enemies and you got a map similar to Enter the Gungeon. I would say the bullets though in the game for the enemies, if you ever played Realm of the Mad God, I'd say the bullets are similar to that, where they're like medium speed, slow speed of bullets, depending on the enemy. So like they're all dodgeable for sure. It can get pretty chaotic with bullets, but I love that type of game. Windblown is from the creators of Dead Cells. Heard like lots of controversial stuff about Dead Cells' like developers. I don't know. I don't really care, but whatever. I'm gonna talk about this anyways. I had lots of fun. Definitely similar to Dead Cells, but as a top-down, and feels more fast-paced than Dead Cells. Don't really have a specific enjoyment. If you like Dead Cells, you'll like this game. That's pretty much all I have to say. Beatblock. I don't know how to explain rhythm games besides like how you control the rhythm game, so I guess I'll just do that. This game, you only use your mouse. You can also use your keyboard for like pressing buttons. It's basically just a 2-button game. So like mouse, I guess, counts as an input, and then just a button to push. That's the best way I could explain it. If it looks fun, play it, try it. Alright, HYPERBEAT. Similar thing to Beatblock where you move your mouse and click on. This one definitely played differently. I do have a negative on this game though. The charts, even though the songs do sound repetitive, the charts are also repetitive. Charts, by the way, I'm meaning like the full song where you're like playing the notes. The notes you play feel repetitive. You could like change it up even if the song is repetitive, just to keep it enjoyable. Maestro, I'm sad I don't even know what that word is. I know what it means, but I don't know how to say it. It's a conductor game where you conduct a crowd of people that play instruments. Wow, that sounds so dumb, but like it's a rhythm game, so that's what makes it enjoyable. I fully was expecting to just goof around and conduct things and make the band make funny sounds, but it's actually enjoyable. Oh, by the way, the video looks awful because whenever I tabbed out on the game and tapped back in, I could not hear the game. So I had to keep it on this window. And if my hands look weird too, it's because I was using hand tracking for the first time ever to see if that worked that well, but did not. Because both, like, I couldn't move my hands fast enough because, like, hand tracking sucks on Oculus 2. Or I mean, Meta 2. Anyways, I could see a ton of enjoyment playing this game though. Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythm Festival is a game I want to complain about. I really enjoy Taiko no Tatsujin, but this is just like an expanded version where it looks like you can pay more money, and I hate that. I'd rather just play the game because, okay, the demo only features 2 songs, that's fine, but it already shows you the store and it already shows you that you could purchase a lot of stuff, so that's just not good news. Gladio Mori is a simulated medieval combat game. I like to say that because it's actually true, or it actually feels true, because if you have an interest in medieval combat, this game is definitely a thing. I played like 20 hours on this game, maybe around that. This one's probably the most addictive I played compared to the other games in Steam Next Fest. There's lots of features they're promising, so I'm really excited for when the game releases, especially with all the weapons they show on the Steam page, especially the rapier. I love that weapon. Oh, major thing, use controller or else you're going to be confused out of your mind. Controller just feels so much better and easier to use than keyboard. Secret Agent Wizard Boy and the International Crime Syndicate. Oh crap, I messed that up. Syndicate. Wow, I did it. It's a sequel to the famous Harry Potter game. I'm just joking. This is extremely satire. Definitely satire. Even though it's just like do objective type of game, just like collect-a-thon, do objective. The main enjoyment is breaking the game and seeing what you can do in the game to just like turn the game into your own thing. I even crash the game sometimes. You know you're enjoying the game if you're crashing on purpose. Streets of Rogue 2, obviously sequel to Streets of Rogue 1, is not a roguelike, unlike the first game. It's actually more an open world game, and once you die you just respawn somewhere. It feels very slow compared to the first game. It does feel like you do cause a lot less chaos compared to the first game. Maybe I'm just playing wrong, maybe the demo just doesn't feature that much chaos, who knows. It's a ton of fun. For my experience. I played 4 hours, so I guess that means something. Oh yeah, there's also a lot of placeholders. The release is late October, so very soon. So I hope the demo is just like a demo, just a tech demo, while the full release does not have a lot of placeholders. But since the developer made the first game without like ever lying, it does make the second game still have lots of potential on release. We'll see though. It's an honest and trustworthy developer. That's all I gotta say. So we'll find out. Clamb is literally just getting over it, the game, but VR. It's not by the same developers. I'm pretty sure you're a clam. I swear it looks like a toilet when you're looking down though, so that might just be a skibidi toilet joke, and I don't know about that one. But the first like real challenge in the game is like near the start where you're climbing a tree, but once I got over it, I definitely felt good at the game after that. I was not able to finish it. It was pretty glitchy, and it did make it worse for me because it kept like kicking me out randomly into the menu while I was just playing. So I'd rather not like almost finish and just be like, oh, you got kicked out, you know. Empire of the Ants is an RTS game where you command ants. I wish I could say much about this game, but I kind of quit early on. It could be really fun for RTS enjoyers, and I'm just really not into real-time strategy, so I'm sorry about that. Fruitbus is where you basically drive an ice cream truck type of truck, but it's a fruit truck. You make salads. At least initially you make salads. I think you start making sandwiches and stuff later on. And with this video, I already finished the demo, but that was before Steam Next Fest, so here's just the starting of the demo where it just like teaches you. It was a ton of fun managing a truck and driving yourself to like different locations to sell fruit in various ways. MainFrames is a parkour game, side-scroller parkour, but pretty unique. You drag windows to... It's hard to really show the video or even explain it for me of types of puzzles there are, but they're enjoyable. It's like puzzle platformer. Metalbringer is a isometric, is that the right word? Isometric view fighting game, action game, where you create your robot. Pretty customizable, gotta admit. And after fighting and stuff, I'd say the reward system is super similar to Earth Defense Force, where you level up. I don't know about getting loot. I didn't really get far into the demo, so I don't know about getting weapons and stuff. Paper Play VR is a minigame VR game. I know there's like millions of those on VR, but this one just seemed different. There's currently 3 minigames in the demo, and on release it looks like there's going to be a lot more minigames. And each minigame section, there's definitely a lot of levels you can pick from. And I think this game could be amazing for quick minigames with friends and family in like your house. You could just switch your VR device with other people. My old for calling VR a device. It was a fun game though. Oh, I'm actually going to do an outro. That's crazy. All but like the games I showed you, maybe some of them, felt like tech demos. And comparing to other Steam Next Fests, I swear those felt way more finished than the ones I've played this time. Anyways, I feel tired. I recorded my voice for a whole hour. That's pretty cool. And now I'm gonna have to edit this, so let's go. Let's go, like the kids say. Well, I'll see you in the next video, whenever that is. I don't even know. If the next video is Steam Next Fest, it's gonna be crazy. We'll find out in the next video.